Hi, my name is Andrea Roberts. This is my lesson plan for course D658. My lesson plan addresses the standard, national and state standard that says students will use information from several sources to provide evidence that Earth events can occur quickly or slowly. And that is standard 2-ESS1-1. Here is my lesson. Okay, my friends, we are about to begin our lesson, our science lesson for the day. I know you see we have a PowerPoint presentation for you. So I need to ask that all of you are focused. Your bodies are turned and faced to the front of the room so that you can see the board. And I ask that we are all practicing active listening. So our ears should be open and focused. Our eyes should be focused on the presenter or the teacher or the video, the presentation. And our voices should be off, okay? All right, my friends, we have a great lesson today, and I can't wait to get started with you. There are plenty of opportunities for participation and for you to engage. I'll be asking questions. If you have a question, I ask that you just please raise your hand, and I'll call on you. Okay, thank you very much. Let's get right into it, my friends. We are talking about our constantly changing Earth and the Earth events that change our landscape. Okay, what are Earth events? Our planet is always changing. Sometimes these changes happen slowly over millions of years, like mountains growing and being formed. Other times they can happen quickly, which is what happens over minutes, hours, or days. And we are going to list both of those from our example today from our presentation. But when we are talking about quickly or slowly, I want you to remember these definitions, because something that takes days and days, it doesn't feel like it's happening very quickly to us, does it? No. But when we're talking about Earth being billions of years old, right? Days really is pretty quick compared to millions of years or billions of years, right? Yeah, that's like nothing. That's right, Cecilia. Okay, so slowly is something that happens over millions of years. That's something we cannot physically see happening in front of us. We can see the effects and we can see what happens after, but we can't see that happening. Something quickly over minutes, hours, or days, we can actually see that happening in front of us. So I want you to remember that as we take a look at some of our Earth events today. But now again, what are Earth events? We're not talking about parties thrown by the planet, right? Earth events are things that happen naturally on Earth. They're a part of how our planet works, and they can affect the surface of the Earth, our oceans. They can affect life as we know it, right? And how we know it. Okay. So that's the definition. Examples, of course, that's right, Benjamin, is tornadoes. Other examples include earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, wildfires, and we're going to take a look at a few in our presentation, in our lesson today. Let's go ahead and get started. Can you identify which Earth events happen quickly or slowly? And I'll write them down as we go, okay? So our first one is tornado. Yeah, we're going to start off a little bit easy. Okay, so I want you to pay close attention to the video and to this timer. This video has not been sped up or slowed down or altered in any way. We are seeing it just as the person who filmed this video saw it the day that it happened. This tornado was in Joplin, Missouri. Let's take a look. Okay, that's it. Time. How quickly did that happen? Lucy. That's right. 10.6 seconds. That's less than 11 seconds. Was that quickly or was that slowly? That happened very quickly. Yes, you're right. Okay, our next example, we have a hurricane in the top corner. This is Hurricane Katrina, and I'm going to read you just a little bit about it. Okay, I want you to listen, use your detective hats, see if you can determine if hurricanes happen quickly or slowly by listening to this passage, okay? On August 23, 2005, meteorologists began tracking a tropical disturbance in the Atlantic Ocean. The storm, which soon gained force and was named Hurricane Katrina, smashed into Florida with winds of 70 miles per hour. It continued out over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. By August 28th, Katrina filled almost the entire Gulf of Mexico. It was among the most powerful storms on record, with winds as great as 170 miles per hour. The next morning, it struck land in Mississippi and Louisiana. The storm surge, which is the rise in sea level caused by a hurricane, was as high as 26 feet. Okay, Lucas, what things did you hear in this passage that tell you what? Do hurricanes happen quickly or slowly? How quickly did it happen? That's right. Okay, so it began on August 23rd. Very good. Should we ask Charlotte? Okay, Charlotte, can you help him out? That's right. So it gained force by August 28th, and the next day, the next morning. So from August 23rd to August 29th, it happened in 6 days. Is that quickly or is that slowly? That's quickly, right? Okay, so I'm going to write, I forgot to write tornado. We'll write that now. And hurricane. Okay, so those are examples so far of earth events that happen quickly. Let's keep going. Our next video is on erosion. Erosion is when wind, water, ice, or gravity, they slowly wear away rock, soil, dirt, and sand, and they move it to another place. So we're going to take a listen. This video is about the Grand Canyon and how it was formed.
Arizona's majestic Grand Canyon is a colossal gorge carved by the Colorado River. But how exactly was it formed? Over millions of years, the river's flow gradually eroded and cut through layers of sedimentary rock, carving out a deep chasm. This process exposed a tapestry of rock layers that reveals millions of years of Earth's geological history. The Grand Canyon stretches 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and covers over 1.2 million acres. The deepest point, known as the Black Canyon, reaches a depth of around 6,093 feet. Close to 5 million visitors flock to the Grand Canyon per year to bask in its wonder.
Okay, my question to you, how long did it take for the Grand Canyon to be formed? Benjamin. That's right, millions of years. So does erosion happen quickly or does it happen slowly, Benjamin? That's right. So do we understand? Because it took millions of years for the Grand Canyon to be formed, that is a very slow change. So erosion is an earth event that happens slowly. Very good. Now it's your turn. We are all, as a class, going to determine whether the following earth events happened quickly or they happened slowly. But all voices should remain off. Instead, I want everybody to do a thumbs up if you think the earth event happened quickly, or a thumbs down if you think it happened slowly. Okay, let's practice. Thumbs up. Okay, thumbs down. Very good. Okay, hands down. Our next earth event is an earthquake. Let's listen, my friends.
The largest recorded earthquake occurred near Valdivia, Chile in 1960. Nestled within the Circum-Pacific Belt, the Valdivia earthquake was the most powerful in a series of quakes that struck the region, measuring at a magnitude of about 9.5. In addition to causing devastating tremors on land, the earthquake also generated a deadly tsunami reaching up to 80 feet high. The tsunami raced across the Pacific Ocean, hitting faraway countries like the Philippines and Japan. In fact, Data from seismographs showed that the shock waves emitted by the Valdivia earthquake continued to shake the entire planet for days.
Okay, thumbs up if you think this happened quickly. Thumbs down if you think it happened slowly. That's right. Okay, well, let's see. That's right. So earthquakes happen very quickly. So they could see the earthquake happening and the ground shaking and buildings crumbling. They also felt the effects from the tsunami that happened afterwards for days. So that was our clue there, was days, okay? Earthquakes happen quickly. Very good, my friends. Our next example, take a look at the video of this volcano. We see lava erupting. Is this an example of an earth event that's happening quickly, or is it happening slowly? Let's see. Okay, up, down. If you've got your thumbs up, you are right. Volcano eruptions. That is an earth event that happens very quickly. And our last one of the day, my friends, is weathering. Weathering is very similar to erosion. Instead of the dirt and rocks being moved to another place, weathering is when the rocks stay in the same place, but wind and water and ice, they can make holes or change the surface of the rocks. So here is an example, and I will read to you this passage. Listen and see if you can determine if weathering happens quickly or slowly. Over thousands to many millions of years, the weathering of rocks affect Earth's surface, its soil, nutrients on the land and in the ocean, and the composition of the atmosphere, which in turn affects the global climate and ecosystems. So, thumbs up, does weathering happen quickly? Thumbs down, does it happen slowly? Let's see. That's right. Weathering happens very slowly. What was your clue, Angelica? That's right. Over thousands to many millions of years. It takes a long time. So, weathering happens very slowly. All right, my friends. So I think you guys have this. I think you know what you're doing. It's time to do this with a partner. I have an activity for you. I will be passing out a worksheet. It's actually 2 pages. I want you to work in pairs. So find your desk mate. The 2 of you will both be filling out your own worksheet together. You will need your pencils, your scissors, and your glue sticks to complete this activity. Our voice level should be on a active conversation, not quite, should be about a level 3, my friends, okay? If you have any questions or need some help, I am available and would love to be of assistance. But I want you guys to work into pairs, and once we have all finished our worksheets, we're going to come back together as a group and talk about what we've learned today, okay? All right, let's get started.